dope as fuck. That was fucking dope.
Old friends wanna get they talk on, making excuses for why I made it, cause they hate to see me spot on. I just narrowed down my targets right until I'm locked on. I've never needed.
Welcome back to an old school version of Dietitian Life, filmed in May 2019. We have been away.
Yeah. Hi Tyson, how's your week been?
That was strange. Peter's been away, so we haven't really had a lot of content, so we can't really do the same amount of kind of footage as what we usually do. So we thought we'd throw it back to how we used to do things. So
because apparently some people miss this old version of us just staring at the camera.
Yeah.
So cool.
Who doesn't want to see our faces for 33 minutes?
That's right.
Because we always go too long. All right, you'll go. Your week's more exciting.
It's really not, but I just did a lot of travelling in my mind. So went south.
In your mind.
Well, you said that it wasn't that big. I feel like I counted it up. I was in the car a long time. So I think we counted it up to be about 1,500
That
Ks.
was not how many Ks you drove. That was your entire travel time, including flights, right?
No, that was driving.
You sure?
Yeah, we didn't even add the flights in, did we, Abs?
No flights.
Okay, good.
You happy with that now, boss?
Yeah. Still a bit weak.
Shit.
Should have went to Canberra.
Not happening.
Flashback.
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah.
Ping! Tyson's like, oh, if it doesn't happen, you could probably drive to Canberra. And I was like, I could probably neck myself if I... Monday was the biggest day. So I flew into Sydney on Saturday, did a little bit of family time, and then drove 5 hours that night to Wagga. So I didn't have to double up and do lots of driving on Sunday because I needed a break. But yeah, Sunday was just good, chilled out time, family time as well. And then Monday I drove across the border to Wodonga, shadow practitioner there, spent half the day there talking through clients and giving us some ideas around how to get results more efficiently. And then drove back across the border again, back to Wagga, and shadowed a couple of practitioners there, caught up with a dietitian that looks after majority of my business as well, and we talked a lot about what we need to do to grow the business specifically, and maybe reducing her workload in order to do that. So Tyson and I spoke about it at length in terms of risk and just kind of taking it, otherwise you never know where it could go, and that's kind of where it sits at the moment. So that's really exciting. So we're going to put some things in action when I get my head above the ground this week and back into real life. So that was good. And then Monday then I jumped in the car and drove all the way to Sydney and got to Sydney at midnight, so that was a long day. And then woke up again to go to the Central Coast. Mm-hmm. That was hectic travel. It was a good solid 3 hours to get there in the morning, which was stupid. However, I had a really, really good day meeting the practitioner there. She started, maybe 2 months ago. And I hadn't met her in person, which was pretty average. But I've already punished myself for that mentally, physically. Tyson constantly does. But no, it was a really, really good day. Actually, lots of new clients, lots of enthusiasm. Nailed her for a lot of the time. What we talk about all the time is that lack of specificity. So when we are making recommendations as dietitians, what we try and do is just overhaul the diet and fix everything. But then we walk out and we're like, shit, what actually did we put into place then? And particularly it's just really, really important that if you are giving them definitive advice and recommendations, that you write it down, that they have it in their memory bank, that you've made them accountable for it, and then it's more likely to result in a really good consult and conducive outcomes. So then if you've got that definitive recommendation, you come back and like, oh, okay, cool. So how did you go with reducing down from 6 teaspoons of sugar into your coffee to 2? Instead of how are you going with reducing your sugar in your coffee? So the actual specific advice is more than likely to result in better outcomes. And that's always what we seem to be banging on about. But that was good. And then I jumped back in the car and went back to Sydney. And then Wednesday, I pretty much just drove around Western Sydney and checked out the sites, threw up the the ad again on Instagram to try and get you guys to
Yeah, if you want to
join the team.
have a job in Western Sydney, hit us up.
It was good. Met one of the EPs that we work with that I've sort of been emailing back and forth for over 12 months, if not longer. It was really good to meet him in person. He tried to diagnose my back problem. Sure, okay, I'll take that advice, free advice. I did kind of think about rolling a session past him, but yeah, didn't want to put that on Tyson's time. So, yeah,
that matters to you.
And then I jumped on a plane this morning after driving an hour and a half through traffic again. I hate Sydney, sorry guys, to be here by 12 o'clock. And this is where we are, like right now, for manager updates, my favourite part of the week. That's my week.
Okay. So I played state titles over the weekend. So for soccer. So I had 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Monday. Played every minute. We won, which was awesome. So I didn't get it to do.
How'd your pre-workout and like nutrition strategy go with your?
Do a little ping to some little B-roll footage right now of
LCM bars.
Me just throwing up all the stuff I was going to do and triple dropping no-dose tablets with Red Bull. But yeah, it went well. A few of the people that hadn't seen me do that previously were like, what are you doing? I'm like, mate, sports dietitian.
What we needed to have done just then is like when I was driving to Sydney, I was so freaking tired, and Tyson's like, come and smash some no-dos. Like, there's nothing. You don't understand where I am. I was in the middle of nowhere, and Tyson's like, just slap yourself. And I was like, okay. Anyway.
You slap yourself?
It worked.
Yeah, I told you.
So I like pulled down the window, had full freezing air in my face, and just started slapping myself. It hurt. But it helped me stay awake.
I'm driven a lot, people. I know the hacks.
Just full me slapping abs.
But yeah, in terms of nutrition, yeah, it worked. Had my Up and Go Energize and my banana Up and Goes, and then Vegemite and cheese sandwiches and LCM bars and the no-dose tablets and the Red Bull. It was good. Nailed it. Didn't cramp. Got through all the games. Centre mid pretty much all the games, marking the best player, which was good. And then we won the comp, which is awesome. On the drive home, had like, what would it be, like a 2-hour conversation.
Tyson's like, oh, sorry, I gotta go. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, 2 hours.
And I was like, are you alive? I'll call you back. Are you alive? Are you okay?
No, I'm talking about the conversation they had with you fool, for 2 hours.
There was another one of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with Peter for like 2 hours and pretty much ended up being like a performance management review type conversation.
What time? Like 9 o'clock at night?
9:30? Yeah, 9:30, something like that. Yeah, so talk through all the stuff that, I don't know, Peter's been doing and all of the improvements that we could make, and Peter just wanting me to never give her a break and to constantly smash her for things that she's not doing as effective as what she should, because she doesn't want anyone else, and I don't think anyone else ever think this, but anyone else to think that she gets an easy ride in the company. So I very willingly smashed her for 2 hours and told her all the things that she could possibly be doing, as well as confidence around things she is already doing and to continue. But it was more a conversation around what to double down on, what to focus on, rather than thinking that she needs to do absolutely everything in the company. Being the clinical director or national manager of the company does not mean you have to do every single little thing. It just means you have to do the things that you do better than anyone else can ever do them. So that was pretty much the conversation.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure. All the pressure. That's why we are who we are. Also, I've got a new computer, which is a fun little...
I thought that. I was like, it's sounding really nice and clean and new when you're typing on it.
It's so, like, sexy.
Why did you get a new computer? What happened to your other one?
The battery was just a bit dodged, so I returned it, and hopefully get $2,500 back for that. And then this was a solid $3,000.
It's nice and gold.
Blue. Anyway, what else I did, because that you're probably not interested in that, peeps, but it is great, because it pretty much lives by my side. Other than that, I did an interview just then, straight into this, did a couple of other interviews. We've signed 3 new people, so we've got Darwin signed, which is freaking mint, which hopefully you saw in the Instagram story. I didn't do that, but...
You had like this face that like was just ridiculous.
I was
haven't
dancing
seen
in
you
my
that
face.
excited for a while.
It was good because we finally tick every single state and territory in Australia.
Yeah, no,
It's a big moment. And I rarely celebrate moments, so now you're giving me shit for celebrating a moment.
You didn't even properly celebrate it. You were just
Well,
smiling.
that was my
excessively.
Well, you said I haven't seen this face, and I'm like, that's my celebration. That's
like
the extent.
Like the awkward smiling. It's like, I'm so excited about life right now. You should have just danced. Why didn't you dance? That would have been more enjoyable to watch.
Well, stay tuned for the new video that's coming out of me dancing.
Hashtag content.
Abby's creating it. It's dope as fuck. Pun. Darwin's, Ballarat, Sunbury, Keilor, Altona. Signed. Had another conversation with the manager. Peter's going to be having conversation with managers just around changing different workloads, making sure we're managing everyone as effectively as possible, giving them as much value as we possibly can, trying to identify different strategies and operation strategies around how we can delineate responsibility around things like financial delegation, spending money with the company, different contracts with different organizations, trying to take stuff from me and do that. We also leveled up one of our admin persons to be the admin manager, so she'll be running the show now. She's also running our schedules, so it's a big kind of responsibility there.
There's a lot of new process and system changes that are happening, and everyone's bloody stuffing it up. This has been my enjoyable update so far. It's like, did you not see that email? No, I didn't. Sorry. Okay, resend it. So it's me cracking the whip. But yes, there's so many new things for us to kind of get our head around, and for everybody to kind of get a head around, just in terms of us trying to do our jobs and their jobs better, and obviously at the end of the day giving them more work and consistency, really.
Well, I guess the whole thing in business, and what we always try and do, what I definitely try and do all the time, is constantly make things better. So even though something is working, it's just around making sure it's better. So we didn't have anything that was broken. It was just things that were going to break. So I preempted that, and then we developed something that would prevent that. Also talking to the developer and our own kind of systems that we're going to use as well to then level up again. So everything is just a constant build for the next thing, and as big as we are and as successful as we are and we continue to be, it's not enough. And for us to continue to have that success and to continue to build and grow, we need to make sure our processes and systems are growing at the same rate, or if not, far and above what we already are. So most of my job is looking at stuff of what could break, what will break if this happens, X, Y, Z, and then preventing it.
And then in terms of what we're doing and trying to do better is obviously then communicate the why behind the changes, because most people inherently are a little bit resistant to change or don't understand why now they have to do this differently and what was wrong with that system. So particularly as we are growing so quickly, there is always going to be that change. I think our staff are used to it, but yeah, always, you know, through us and through Tyson, trying to communicate back to our staff to make sure that they're fully aware of the why always.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's also taking ownership. Like, so if you're going to press stop. You're just like, that's enough, Tyson, stop. Yeah, just the why, like, it matters to a point, but at the same time, it's also people trusting in the process, in trusting me, I guess, and the team, the leadership team around what's happening, to ensure that it is the best step moving forward. And we always ensure, and I always ensure that I'm communicating with other people in the company at the same time. But at the end of the day, it's up to me to make the decision and live by it, for better or worse, and then own up to the mistake if I make one, or just, do it. And that's pretty much my job. It's not a praiseworthy type thing. It's just like, well, this is it. This is my job. Self high five. But yeah, and then like I said to Peter in our 2-hour phone call around my role, being the leader based on a Gary Vee video that popped up, was just around that the leader's job is like the captain of a ship that sees the iceberg, but everyone else is down below deck, down below the water. They can't see an iceberg coming, so they don't understand that when you start moving a different direction or they get a bit of a jolt, that you're actually steering them clear of an upcoming challenge, whereas they thought everything was swimming. Why the hell did you change anything? It's my job to see something that's going to happen, and then prevent, I guess, catastrophic failure by making changes earlier than what other people think we need to ensure that we don't have a big problem moving forward. But yeah, that's pretty much our weeks. now got adverts up for a new social media person, so we need another one to join our team. We've also got the Western Sydney position, also a Rockingham position that are now up by the time this video gets released. So please apply. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them through. Zach@fuelyourlife.com.
And both of those positions are like, they'd be mint, so like sweet.
Yeah, it's already pretty much full.
Yeah.
So and
Ready to go.
Ready for you. And if you're moving for a job, we'll probably release a video around why the hell you should move as well. But you should, just plain and simple.
Stupidity.
And that's it from us. Subscribe, like, share with your friends, and tell us what other stuff you want to know, what you want to learn, what you want to know about us and our company, and then we'll look to share it in future weeks. Thanks, guys. Peace.